Good morning, beautiful people of the world. Good morning. It is Monday, February 2nd, 2026. I can't believe we're already in the month of February. But I'm going to tell you all this. I'm kind of glad we are, because I am ready for winter to be over with. Oh, come on, door. Here we go, y'all. Remote. I'm so sick of this. I don't know what to do. There we go. This thing is just I got a different the other remote. It let me in last night and it closed. And now it's acting funny. It's like it's not connected to the signal or something. I don't understand. Anywho, my friend gonna tell me. I told her that I had left it open the other day because I was so frustrated. He was like, "Don't do that." I was like, "I know." He was like, "No." He was like, "Seriously." He was like, "A rat get up in your garage," and he said, and then he get up there in the corner of the how up top where your garage is, up in the little nooks, and he said, and then he said they'll start having babies and start nesting. I'm like, okay. I was like, all right, you right. You right. I got you. I gotta go today and go to Lowe's this afternoon to get some salt. Did I tell y'all how broke I am? I know y'all get tired of hearing me say that. I can't wait till Friday to get here. But anyway, he said that he told me to make sure that to make sure that I closed that garage door. So I was like, okay. He said, you don't want to leave that garage door open. He said, I'm telling you. He was like, I'd rather get up in there. I'm like, okay. You know how terrified I am. And he said, I'm just telling you. He said, don't leave it open. I said, okay. He convinced me, so I won't be leaving it open no more. My mom was like, I just don't know why you just want to park on the street. I said, well, I could, but the thing is that my block is a zone block. I don't have a permit in my window for this car. And I don't think they come and give people tickets for not having that in their window. They could. I've never seen the police ride down and give nobody a ticket. But I just rather park. I just rather park. Just rather park in the garage for a lot of reasons. One, my car is not sitting out in that cold. I don't have to clean the car off, warm the car up a long time. One of the things I want to get with my income tax money, I want to get a remote starter. his car, and he really likes it. And he came over Saturday, and I didn't go up to the front, but my mother was telling me how he showed how it worked and everything. And so I do want to get that. That's about $400 to get that. There's so many things I need. I need some tires on this car. I want to get that remote starter. I miss having a remote starter on this car. It just depends on how much money I get back in income taxes, because again, I gotta save that money for Chris. You know, I'm not gonna run through that money. You know, I'm going to save that money. And you know, I just got to figure it out. So we'll see. But it is a few things I want to get. And one of them is I know Metal bought me a camera, but I want to get another camera, which is a vlogging camera. I want to get that. That's about $400. That's something I can wait on. I can wait on that. What is you doing? If you don't want to drive, stay the fuck home. She on her phone. That's why she can't drive. She barely moving across the street because she's on her phone. What the fuck is wrong with people? I'm on my phone too, but I drive. Damn. Stupid ass. I mean, she is literally looking down at her phone. Some goofy ass people. Just goofy. Anyway, people irritate the fuck out of me. They really, really do. If you don't know how to multitask, come on. When I'm talking to y'all, I'm talking, but I'm paying attention to these roads, baby, and I'm driving. Other thing that I was gonna say was that the streets are a little icy. They're not icy out here, but they were telling us on the news to be careful because it's like a little rain. It's a little rain mixture out here, and yeah. So they was just telling us, you know, to be careful with the rain. So that it's a little slick in certain spots. So I left out early for that reason. So I left out early because I don't want to take a chance. So, you know, sliding and all of this and all that. So yeah. Okay, what are you doing? Himself. Oh, baby. Out here with a cup. He and pee. It's 5:10 in the morning, you all. 5:10. And he's out here with a cup in his hand. So yeah, so it's some things like that that I want to do. I want to get the the tires put on the car, and I don't know what this is hanging up under the car. I'm gonna have a coworker look at that And another co-worker, an older man that works here, he just loved him some CC. He bought me a hubcap, you all, for my tire. He ordered it for me. So when I get the tires put on, he told me to have them put the hubcap on. When I tell you, some of the men at my job are the nicest and the sweetest. There's an advantage of working around all men. And of course, there's a disadvantage as well. You know, it's like anything else in life. You have advantages and you have disadvantages, right? To certain things. They really look out for me. The ones that are my friends, that really seem like they care about me. And I just appreciate that, you know. I just appreciate that. Because they don't have to do the stuff that they do. They've given me good advice about the house, you know. So, yeah. I want to buy me. I don't know when I'll be able to buy it. Of course, my credit got to get back good. I don't know what my credit score is right now with everything that has happened with me financially, but I want to get, I want to buy another piece of property at some point. Probably after I've been in my house for 3 to 5 years, I would like to buy some property and leave that for Chris as well, so that he can always have income coming in, other than him working a job. I think that a lot of us, no matter what color we are, but especially for people of color, we don't have enough wealth, and we lose these jobs and we don't know what to do. And you've got to have another source of income, not just YouTube or TikTok or Instagram or any of these other social media platforms, but you got to have some income that you know is coming in. You know what I mean? And it's just important that you have another source of income other than your paycheck. And owning and buying properties is the way to go. When I retire, I don't want to just rely on my pension and my deferred comp for me to live. I want to have another source of income coming in. And like I said, when I pass, I want Christopher to be able to have property. He will have the house, and he'll have the building. And what I'm going to do with buying a building is that building is going to pay my mortgage, right? It'll pay my house mortgage. And I've really been talking to Chris about that. I said, you know, make sure you own, you know, if I could buy more than one building and leave them all to him. It is just important to have that. It's important to have some other type of, you know, they call it generational wealth. And a lot of times, black people, you know, we so quick to sell, but we don't keep nothing. We don't own nothing. You know, we don't own nothing. And we gotta learn how to own things and stop selling stuff. You know, learn how to own something. I hate when people drive like this. You gonna either pass me. I don't like people riding side by side to me. I don't. Anyway, so that's the plan. I don't know when that's going to happen, but I plan to buy some property before I retire. I think I got to work till I'm 67. I don't think I'm going to work that long. I'm thinking more like 63. Closer to ups and downs, it's peaks and valleys, right? But the one thing that I find so irritating about being on YouTube or any social media platform, but I post mostly here, even though I do have a personal Facebook page and I have a CC's Fashion is my passion Facebook page. So I don't do a whole lot over that on that page. I do post over on CC's Fashion is my passion. But I don't have a huge following over there. And I don't have a huge following over on Instagram. You know, it's minimal. You know, it's okay. But one of the things that irritates me the most about being on over here is that you have people like Baby Girl, who, and KK, and Kalia, and all these other folk who just feel like they can come for you on your platform. Now, I don't think that Baby Girl was trying to come for me, but her question was one of judgment, and her question it didn't bear any merit to anything that I'm doing in my personal life, right? And I didn't appreciate that, and I spoke about it last week. Whenever I talked about it, I think I talked about it Saturday. But I watched this young lady called Siobhan Melanie TV, and I've talked to you all about her before, about how people went in on her when she shared her kids opening up their Christmas presents, how they told her that she was playing favoritism with her children, and the 17-year-old didn't get as much as the twins, and oh, we see who your favorite, and she's a mother of 6. Works very hard. She knows how to do a lot of stuff. Well, anyway, she had a water leak in her ceiling, and the ceiling fell. So, you know, the ceiling, parts of the ceiling fell. So what she decided to do, well, first of all, she called to get an estimate. They wanted to charge her $1,500. She's just by herself, you know. So she was like, no. She was like, I don't want to pay nobody $1,500 to repair this, right? So she decided that she was going to do it herself. She went to Home Depot, and she got all the things that she needed. Now, first of all, I give it to her because I personally don't know how to fix no ceiling, okay? I don't know how to fix no ceiling. So I really took my hat off to her that she was gonna fix it herself, you know? So anywho, she went and got the things that she needed to fix it and everything, and she got up on her ladder and fix it. Now that's one of the things I need to get. I really need to get me a ladder. I'm not a fan of getting up on no ladder, okay? And Christopher is afraid of getting up on ladders, and he suffers with vertigo or whatever he suffers with, but he gets dizzy, and so he, you know, I have a thing about things that are moving. It's hard for me to even fly, to be honest with you, but I do. I can fly, but I'm not one that. That's why I don't ride roller coasters, because I don't like. For one, I have a fear of heights. 2, I don't like stuff to be moving. but I do need to get me a ladder though. So anyway, she decided that she was going to fix this ceiling. So she got up there, she put her blue tape up, and then she knocked the wood down and everything, and she went and got the drywall. So here come the baby girls and all the negative Nancy's. I didn't finish her video, so I've got to watch that part where she talks about that. But people have the nerve to criticize her for her deciding to not pay the $1,500 and for her to fix it herself. And what's interesting to me, which goes back to what I said on Saturday about baby girl, what's interesting to me is that people will judge you or make comments to you about your financial situation, but not offer to send you any money to help you fix it. Did y'all hear that part? But not offer to help you fix it. So they got on there and they wanted to talk. They wanted to say things to her. And then, oh, you taking the cheap way out. You taking the easy way out. Stop being cheap and just hire somebody. Who the fuck are you to tell somebody? Ooh, let me go ahead and get this key. I'll be back. People do too much. I'll be right back, y'all. Baby, when I tell you they be flying down this street like it ain't nobody's business. Flying. I be like, where y'all going? It ain't no traffic out here, but why are you driving that fast? Excuse me. The guy who died, they want to, do a card for him. And that's cool. I'm cool with that. And I told him, I said, I don't have no money right now. I said, so you don't have to wait. I have to wait till Friday. Because I am just that broke, y'all. I'm just that broke. I want to go in here and punch in before I forget. My mother was like, my car dirty. I said, I know, so is mine. And she wants me to take her car to the car wash. And I said, I don't have a problem taking your car to the car wash. So I think I'm gonna take it today. I'm gonna have to go home, park my car on the street, get her car, take it to the car wash. She's talking about how dirty it is. I'm like, yeah, all these cars are really, really filthy. Really filthy. But anywho, I just find people to be extremely nosy and opinionated about the decisions that you make for your house that don't have nothing to do with them. And I just really, it's just mind-boggling to me when people start asking you why you do what you do for your child as far as the Uber. You trying to take the easy way out, but not offering no money. Now, one time, the baby girl say, well, you know what? What's your Cash App? Again, we don't ask. And I've never seen Siobhan. I have never seen her. From the time I've been watching her, I have never seen her get on YouTube and ask nobody for no money when it came to her 6 children. 2 of her children are grown and moved out. So she only has a 19-year-old, 17-year-old, 17-year-old, and the twins at 12 that live at home. But she's never gotten on YouTube and asked anybody for anything. So if she wants to repair her ceiling and she knows how to, let her. And mind your MFing business. Mind your business. Now, one person on there that said, I'll come help you. Or I can send somebody, here, let me refer you to this person in your area, and maybe, they charge a little less. Nobody. So somebody wrote a comment on her video that pissed me off. well, you're a YouTuber, and you know, when you put yourself out there like that, you know, and your life out there, people are gonna say this, and you need to have tougher skin. What does that mean, have tough skin? You're a human being. These narratives that we use, man up, have tough skin, be strong when somebody died, all of that. This is why you got so many people that are mentally spinning out of control because of these words that we use to people in dealing with how they're supposed to feel. Telling her to have tough skin means what? Why do you all think people that are on YouTube should be your punching bag for you to get your shit off? Because you see somebody on YouTube, oh, let me pick on her. I had a fucked up day. I had a fucked up life, and she looks happy, and she's got a house, she's got kids. It's somebody right now that watches all of us content creators who wish their life was like ours. I've had people say it to me right here. Well, if I had the kind of confidence that you have, I would blah, blah, blah. If I look like you, you lucky to have buy a new home. I wish I had a home. I've heard all of that since I've been on here. She has 6 kids. Somebody sitting there watching her don't have not a child and is envious of the fact that she has a family, that she has children. You all have got to stop. You all have got to stop taking your aggression out on people that are on these platforms. You do not have the right to do that. And then to come and tell somebody to have tough skin because you on YouTube as a content creator, and that you should take whatever fucking blows that somebody send your way. That's like a person walking up to you and slapping the shit out of you or punching you in your face. Tell me how you gonna react. Because if you walk up and slap me, I'm fucking you up. If you walk up to me and hit me, I'm fucking you up. I'm not finna have tough skin. And this is what people do on YouTube. You all use content creators as your personal punching bags because you got something going on in your life. So you see us and you feel like, oh, she on here. Let me take everything out that happened to me today, yesterday, and from the time I was 2 out on her. If you're not willing to go help that woman with that ceiling, if you're not willing to send her $100 to $200, if she's got 111 over 100,000 111 YouTube subscribers, so she's way up there. She been on YouTube a minute. So my point is, even if she had 2,000 people to send 2,000 of her YouTube subscribers to cash app her $100 or $150, she could have got that ceiling fixed. Do y'all understand what I'm saying? She could have got that ceiling fixed. But out of all the YouTube subscribers that she have, not one of them offered to send her money to help her get that ceiling fixed. So with that being said, you just need to be quiet. You just need to be quiet. Anyway, I don't understand. People do too much. People do too much. All right, so today's reading from the book of Acts of Faith, author is Iyanla Vanzant. I say her name differently every day. February 2nd. If you plant turnips, you will not harvest grapes. This is an this is a Aiken proverb quote. So today's reading, written by Iyanla. When we pass a garden and see everything in full bloom, we don't always think about the seeds that were planted long before we got there. We simply enjoy the beauty of the harvest. Our minds work the same way. It is the law of expression that says we must ultimately express in form those thoughts, emotions, and impulses we store, man, them lights are bright, store in the subconscious mind. That part of us does not think. It does not reason, balance, judge, or reject. It's the fertile ground that accepts any and everything we plant. Good or evil, constructive or destructive, our lives will bear the fruit of the seeds we plant in our minds. If we have no faith, purpose, or belief in ourselves, we cannot blame the world. We plant the roses or weeds we see in the garden. We can imagine good big things as well as troubling little things. Our minds will accept either one. If we want to lay back and sniff the lilies in our valley, we must tend our weeds of thoughts with constant care. I'll read that again. When we can imagine good big things as well as troubling little things, our minds will accept either one. If we want to lay back and sniff the lilies in our valley, we must tend our own weeds of thoughts if we want to lay back and sniff the lilies in our valley, we must tend our weeds of thoughts with constant care. And today's affirmation is, in this reading, I reap a good harvest from the soil of my mind. So in other words, whatever you plant in your mind, whatever you plant in your mind, that what that means is that, you know, you've heard the phrase, so a man thinketh he is. That's what this means. So you have to plant good things here and not negative things. Because if you can't plant good things in your mind, you're going to always have issues you always feel insecure. You'll always feel, like the world is against you, So you got to be careful how you think. So I'll go back and read January 12th. There's absolutely no way to save people from the things in their eyes. They must gather the courage to do it for themselves. This is January 12th. And this was Alvin Lester Ben Mooney who wrote this. Alvin Lester Ben Mooney. So Iyanla writes, before we indoctrinate to the rules of the world with all its do's and don'ts, we must actually we must actually be very receptive. We were willing to try new things, go into new forbidden places, and take risks without hesitation. We did not believe in unhappiness, defeat, rejection, or lack. We asked for what we wanted, and we were willing to demand that it provided. We thought the world existed to respond to our needs. It might do us well to revert back to the ways of childhood if we want to bring some good into our lives. It is not the temper tantrums or childish outbursts we want. It is the openness and freedom from limitation we need. We have been taught to accept fear, lack, sorrow, and restriction as a part of everyday life. We are afraid to make demands of life because we believe we can't have what we want. We no longer feel free to express what we feel. I don't know if I got a cold. I don't know what this is. My nose been running and I've been sneezing. We are afraid to make demands of life because we believe we can't have what we want. We no longer feel free to express what we feel when we feel it. Now we want to be everyone's friend. If only we could think like a child again, there's a good chance we will find the freedom we gave up to become adults. And today's affirmation is, today I am a child again. And that's so true. Children have no fear. None. They trust everybody. They they have no fear. They have no fear. None whatsoever. And January 13th, which is my father's birthday, heaven is where you'll be when you are okay right where you are. And this quote is written by Sun Ra. Pretend for a moment that you are a mink. Beautiful, vulnerable, precious because of the skin that covers you. Suddenly, your homeland is invaded by hunters with bats. The hunters seem kind, yet you approach them cautiously. They pet the younglings who are innocent, less curious. As you approach your young, the hunters attack. They beat you. You are dazed, struggling for composure. The hunters steal your skin, your heritage, the very essence of your being. They leave you to die, but you survive. Your fur grows back, stronger, more beautiful than before. Somehow, it doesn't make sense. The very thing that makes you who you are and what you are is a source of pain. Confused, distrustful, you hide yourself or camouflage your fur, your essence. Silently, you begin to curse your fur because the hunters return again and again. You begin to understand you will never get away from being what you are. As long as you have fur, you will be hunted. The issue is, will you curse your fur, give up and die, or just continue to be proud but cautious mink? And that affirmation for that day was, I would not hide who or what I am. Good one, good one, good one. Tomorrow we'll read January 14th and 15th. Like I said, just until we catch up. We almost caught up. Because the first reading I read to you all was January 26th. So we'll read February 3rd, affirmation, and then we'll go over to these other two. If you haven't picked this book up, you can always buy it for yourself, a friend, family member. It's a really good book. I've read it many, many times. And every time I read something, get something different out of it. But I do believe that the more we tell ourselves certain things about ourselves, we create this narrative of, I have to be strong. I have to be this. I have to be that. And what often happens with people who is constantly trying to be strong, with people that are constantly trying to be this or constantly trying to be that, what ultimately happens with people is that when you're trying to be this and you're trying to be so strong and you're trying to be this, what happens is a lot of times with people have a tendency to break. They break. You can be strong, no doubt. But it's not always like that. It's not, you can't always be strong. You can't always have thick skin. And I don't understand why you got to have thick skin for people to and the person said, if you don't want people to agree with you, then you shouldn't be on YouTube. First of all, her patching up a ceiling was an agreement. She was showing you how she was patching up, how she was redoing this ceiling. That's not the same thing. That's not the same thing. And often I wonder, do people even know what they're saying, or do they even comprehend how things are put in place? Because it seems like people don't get it. But again, this woman has never gotten on YouTube and asked anybody for anything. And I just find it to be interesting how people want to tell her what she should do when they're not offering to help. She has never, ever gotten on and asked people for anything. Not to take care of her kids, not to help with repairs on her house, nothing. She owns her own house. And she's just trying to fix up her own house. That's all she's trying to do. She's just trying to repair a ceiling. And because she doesn't want to spend or pay somebody $1,500, which is her prerogative, how can you tell her she being cheap? How can you tell somebody that? That's a lot of nerve. That's to me, I found that to be a lot of nerve to tell her that. And nobody offered to help her. It pissed me off. It did. I was just like, how dare y'all? Excuse me. I was just like, how dare you? She ain't asking y'all for nothing. She just showing you what happened in her house and how she got to prepare it and how much the person wanted. And she can't afford to pay that. And now one time did she say, can you all help me? She ain't even that type of woman. She don't beg. She do what she got to do, like most of us do. But to get on there and try to, ooh, I'm telling you, I would block so many people. I don't know if she blocked people on her channel, but there's a few people I would block. You would never be able to make no comment on my channel. You would never be able to make no comment on my channel. Not ever. You'd be mad at me. Because you wouldn't be able to make no comment. In fact, that comment that person made about you need to have thick skin if you don't want people to agree with him, I would remove that comment. She had like 15 people that liked his comment. His comment was stupid. But that's 15 people. There's 15 people who are just as dumb and ignorant as he is. If you're not going to be part of the solution, stop trying to create a problem. I'm going to say that one more time. If you're not going to be part of a solution, stop trying to create a problem. In other words, either you're going to help assist or shut the fuck up. Just that simple. Now, she don't curse like I curse, so I'm going to cuss for her. Shut the fuck up. Shut up. Leave people alone. And she does a daily affirmation on her channel. And when I found my acts of Facebook, I said, you know what? I'm going to take a page out of her book and I'm going to read a daily affirmation to my subscribers. So that's where I got that from. I went down in the basement and found my book and said that I want to do the same thing. She's a sweet person. I don't know her, but what I do know about her is that she's like many other women. Whether you black, whether you white, whether you Latino, Asian, whatever the case may be, we all, she don't have no man in her house. She's divorced. So what I'm saying is that all of the women that I see in these social media streets, they just trying to make it. That's just all they're trying to do. They're just trying to make it. So, my thing is that if you're not gonna be part of my solution, don't create a problem. Don't come over here creating more havoc for me and trying to talk about how I do things and how I did it and I'm being cheap and you trying to take the cheap way out and all of this. Listen, if she had the $1,500, I'm sure she would have had somebody come in there and do it. But the fact that she doesn't have the $15, she did what she needed to do to get it fixed. So if you're not going to be a part of her solution and helping her, either going over there and helping her, either having somebody that you know that can do it for less, or y'all get together and send her money. Otherwise, shut up and mind your fracking business. I just don't understand that. Well, they all get here late. Yeah, Mondays are hard. Oh, I'm looking at all these people. They start at 6 o'clock. You see how they running up in here. It's 6 o'clock now. They late. I think you consider late at 6:02 or something like that. Like I said, I just don't understand why people always got something to say about somebody else's decisions and somebody else trying to take care of their household the best way that they know how. Like I said, if it was me, I wouldn't have even been up there trying to fix it. 'Cause I ain't getting on no ladder. It would have just stayed an open space until whenever. Real talk. I gotta get some more of this. Because, you know, she was talking about her light bill was $700. Her gas bill. I'm like, girl, I know. Because my gas bill is $4 something. You don't have nobody to help you pay them bills and you paying it all. You know, we don't know how much her mortgage is. You know, I know mine is high as giraffe coochie. I'm paying a $2,000 mortgage. My gas bill is $400. My light bill is $2 something. They've already said how utilities have tripled. You know, I don't know if y'all don't watch the news or not, but most people's utilities have tripled. So with that being said, why would you get on and tell somebody that they trying to take the cheapest way out when they doing the very best that they can? You don't know what's in that lady's bank account. You don't know that. And it ain't your business. But obviously, she can't pay it. And if she can pay it, maybe she need that $1,500 for something else. But who are you to judge anybody for any decision that they make regarding their finances? She has four kids that are still living at home with her. 4 that she has to provide food for. She got a grocery shop. They got to eat. She cooks. She work. And she can make money off of YouTube. And I keep telling you all, what you all think these content creators make on YouTube, they don't make what you think. They don't. It's not like that. This for the month of January, when I get paid at the end of the February, I only made $266. If I don't go live, I ain't gonna make that kind of money. Because people don't watch my content like that anymore. Now, if I was doing lingerie hauls, I would be pulling in some money. If I was still on OnlyFans and really working that the way that I used to work that, I would be making some money. So I get it as a single woman. I get it. When it's all on you, it's easy for people to talk about and judge you and why you doing this the way you doing that. Y'all ain't offering no money to this lady. Leave her alone. Leave her alone. Anyway, you all, I'm gonna let you all go. Have a great and amazing and wonderful day. I was watching another content creator. I'm getting ready to look at her video. Her name is Denise. I can't think of her hook, but she's doing a video talking about she got laid off after being on her job for 13 years. So this is what I'm saying. Before you so quick to judge somebody's pocketbook, I don't think people need to have tough skin to be on these platforms. I think the people who follow need to shut up. That's what I think. Cause y'all just do too much. That's why I got baby girl straight. Don't come on here asking me. I'm just curious why you have to put Christopher in the Uber and then no judgment. Give a fuck about your judgment. You already judged when you said no judgment. You already judged. But I don't care, because at the end of the day, I'm going to do what I want to do. And he's not your responsibility, nor is he your child. And last time I looked, my Cash App was dry. And I really, 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 really could use some Cash App right about now. But I ain't on here asking for it, because it ain't your business and it ain't y'all concern. You understand what I'm saying? So if content creators are not getting on here begging for money, you really should just shut up and let people be and let people do what they want to do. And obviously she know what she doing. And if she don't know what she doing, guess what? It's her house. You don't live over there, so why does it concern you? Anyway, people need to just be quiet. But you all have a great and fantastic day. I can't wait to go get my nails done Friday. What color do you all think I should get? I don't know what color. I don't want red. I know Valentine's Day is coming up. But you know, I love the color red, but I don't really care for it on my fingernails. Don't ask me why. I just don't. I might get a pretty blue color. But it's time to get them done, because this nail polish is starting to chip. All right, y'all. Have a good day. I'll see you tomorrow on Truthful Tuesday. Start thinking about what you want to write for Truthful Tuesday. Okay? Have a great and blessed day. All right. Bye, y'all.